In the heart of the Arabian Peninsula, where golden sands stretch endlessly into the horizon, and the stars seem close enough to touch, ancient tales live and breathe with the desert winds. Among these forgotten stories, there exists one chilling legend. A tale whispered in fear around campfires and guarded tightly within families for generations, the legend of Al-Subyan. But who is Al-Subyan? She is no ghost, no simple spirit. She is a Jinniyah, a female jinn, born from smokeless fire, feared in pre-Islamic Arab folklore, long before cities rose from the sands. Her story, deeply rooted in the rich oral traditions of ancient Arabia, paints her as a creature of sorrow, envy, and relentless malice toward the most innocent of all, newborn babies. It is said that once, long ago, Al-Subyan was a mortal woman. Her name and beauty were legendary across the tribes. But fate was cruel. She lost all her children to sickness and war. Grieving, heartbroken, she wandered into the wilderness, cursing the heavens and the earth. Her sorrow twisted her soul. Her cries reached the unseen realms, and in a moment of rage and despair, she transformed into something unholy. Cursed to never bear children again, Al-Subyan's heart blackened with envy. And so she began to roam the earth as a Jinniyah, searching for infants to harm, to take from the world what was taken from her, the symptoms of her visit. According to ancient beliefs, when Al-Subyan targets a child, strange things begin to happen. The baby would suddenly fall ill without explanation. Crying fits would erupt in the dead of night. Fevers would rise mysteriously, baffling even the most skilled healers. In the worst cases, the child might slip away into death, leaving the family devastated. Families believed that if a baby cried uncontrollably after midnight, it was a sign that Al-Subyan was near, watching, whispering curses from the shadows. Her appearance legends say that Al-Subyan appears as a veiled woman draped in tattered black robes. Some claim she has no face, only endless darkness beneath her veil. Others say her eyes glow red like dying embers, burning with a sorrow too deep to fathom. She is silent, she is cold, and she moves with the desert winds, unseen and unstoppable. Protective measures. Terrified mothers and grandmothers, armed with ancient knowledge, fought back in their own ways. They would hang pieces of iron, such as knives or nails, near the baby's cradle, believing iron repels spirits. Verses from the Holy Quran would be recited continuously over the newborns. Charms and amulets, known as taweez, were carefully prepared and hung on walls or tied around the baby's wrist. Cradles were positioned facing Mecca, and rooms were perfumed with special incense to cleanse them from any lurking jinn. In some parts of Yemen, Saudi Arabia, and the Gulf states, midwives and healers held night-long vigils, watching over newborns during their most vulnerable first weeks of life. A cultural insight. The myth of Al-Subyan is deeply tied to Arab culture, but it also echoes a broader human fear, the terror of unexplained infant mortality. Before modern medicine, infant death was heartbreakingly common. In a world where germs and viruses were unknown, people turned to the supernatural for answers. Interestingly, the fear of a supernatural entity harming infants isn't exclusive to the Arab world. Similar myths appear across the globe. In European folklore, there's Lilith in Jewish traditions, believed to steal or harm newborns. In Slavic mythology, a creature called Navia was blamed for the deaths of young children. In Japanese folklore, a ghost called Ubum is linked to mothers who die in childbirth and haunt the living. But Al-Subyan remains uniquely Arab, her story tied intimately to the deserts, the tribal customs, and the deep spiritual life of the region. Why the legend still haunts today. Even today, in remote areas, whispers of Al-Subyan persist. Some believe her curse has evolved with the times, that now she lurks not only in lonely deserts, but in hospitals, nurseries, and homes where babies cry out into the night. Some families still practice rituals handed down from grandmothers just to be safe. Because even with all our knowledge deep inside, humanity still fears what it cannot see and what it cannot understand. A final word of caution. If you are ever caring for a newborn, and you hear the sudden, unexplained wail of a baby in the dead of night, if a cold breeze brushes past you, even though all windows are closed, if you sense a shadow where none should be, remember the name whispered by the desert winds, Al-Subyan, and pray that she passes you by. If you loved this chilling story and want to dive into even more forgotten legends, dark myths, and spine-tingling folklore, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Your support helps us bring ancient mysteries back to life. See you in the next tale, if you dare.